welcome to another episode of Talking to Myself. I'm your host, Jake Letizia, and this is the podcast where I look into a camera and I talk to myself. How's it going? How you doing? You doing good? You feeling well? I hope you're feeling great. I hope you're feeling super fucking dope, energetic, excited. Already fucked up a word. I almost said excited very strangely. Already fucking up the words that I'm speaking on a podcast where it's just me. Good start. Hope you're doing good. Hope you're feeling good. Hope you're feeling revved up, ready to go. Hope you're feeling like you can tackle the fucking world. Okay? The end of my sleeve is a little wet. That doesn't feel too good. Hope your sleeves are dry, or maybe I hope they're wet. I hope they feel however you would like them to feel. If you're a psychopath who likes to be in damp clothing, I hope that's what's going on for you, even though that's psychotic and you shouldn't want that. No one should want to be in damp clothing. If that's your preferred state of being, there's something wrong in your brain. But if that's what you like, that's what you like. I hope that's happening for you. If you're a normal, wholesome human being, hope your clothes are dry. Hope my fucking sleeve dries up a little bit so I don't have to think about it. So my brain doesn't go, hey, now mention that on the podcast right now, even though it's irrelevant. Hope I dry up. Hope you're dry. Hope you're doing well. Unless it's a sexual context, then I hope you're wet as fuck and hard as fuck, and the hard and wet are smushing together and you're having a good time. That's what I hope for you. I hope that when it comes to clothes, it's very dry, and when it comes to sex, you're wet as hell. I hope you're doing good. Hope you're doing good. I'm doing pretty good, man. I'm actually very optimistic lately. I'm in a good mood. Yesterday, a friend called me up right in the middle of me deciding I'm going to go on a hike because I haven't been on a hike or a walk for 90 fucking years, it feels like. When January rolled around, I was that boy. I was that boy who was like, I'm going to walk more. Well, it really was December. In December and November, I was walking so much. I was trying to get a lot of exercise in. January came around, and I was like, damn, dude, it's not a New Year's resolution. It's just what I do. Then I fell into a deep, fucking horrible, sad, depressive state, and I didn't walk until yesterday. Probably from middle of January till yesterday, I did not walk at all full month because I just was feeling bad. As I mentioned on the last podcast, I was feeling bad, but now I'm feeling pretty good. Some things happened that are making me feel optimistic, pretty good. My body hurts because yesterday, like I just was mentioning, and then I got off topic, I was on a friend of mine called me while I was going for a walk. I fucking did a 3-hour hike through the woods in the snow while I talked to a good friend of mine who I haven't talked to in a while. Had a 3-hour conversation with him while I had a 3-hour fucking little exercise, and now my body hurts in the best possible way, and I feel good, man. I feel optimistic. I feel great. Which is a good way, which I'm happy to feel that way considering things are very bad. I don't know. Maybe, this is the new normal, I guess. It's funny because, there was all the talk of, I don't know. It's just funny, that word normalize, When Trump was in office, everyone was like, we cannot normalize this. Now the pandemic is happening. And I don't know. I don't see many people being like, we shouldn't normalize this. Like, we should stay indoors and we should figure that out. But let's all make sure we make this weird. Let's all make sure we continue to make this strange. Let's not ever feel comfortable with this. I think that's a good way to be. I think all of us should agree. Let's not. And I don't really like the word normalize because it's just a fucking asshole of a word. You know what I'm saying? There's certain words where I'm like, why are we saying that? Like, there's other ways to say, you could just say, let's not make this normal. But for some reason, people like to say normalize. Let's not normalize this fucking thing. And then you're like, hey, man, you lost a bunch of people just because the tone of your voice sounded shittier when you said normalize. When you could have just said, let's make sure this isn't the new normal. You're like, all right, that's a little bit better. It's a bit of a phrase. I'm fine hearing that. But for some reason, normalize. What are you going to say next? That someone has a platform? It's just, you sound like a douche. Even if it's a smart thing you said, you're choosing cunty words, kind of. I think there are certain words that just have a little zhuzh that makes them sound a little cunty. They sound a little shitty. Sound a little bit of like, I'm smart. They're words that people say where it's very clear they're trying to give off the aura of, I'm smart. It's like, nah, man, I know what normalized means. It feels icky coming out of my face. Anyway, I hope that makes sense. Some people I've tried to articulate that to certain people, and they're like, I don't know what you're talking about. I'm like, dude, I've talked about this on the podcast before, the term manspreading. I'm like, that's a concept that a lot of people would get behind, but saying manspreading is so gross and stupid that people who would be on board with it are like, what the fuck are you talking about here? And the person's like, I don't know. I don't agree with that. And I was like, you don't? Well, that's because you talk like that. I'm telling you, having talked to people you will probably never talk to in your life because you just assume they're pieces of shit. I'm telling you that when I explain manspreading or mansplaining to them, they are on board. But the moment they hear that phrase, they are off board. You know what I'm saying? If someone is on board with the concept but off board for the fucking word being said, I think we need to change up the word, right? If somebody is that confused by what you're saying, it's not effective. Anyway, I've already talked about those things on the podcast before. Telling my dad about what mansplaining means, and when he hears the word mansplaining, he gets defensive, but then when you explain it to him, he's like, oh yeah, that makes sense. But why is it called mansplaining? Anyway, what am I talking about? Yeah, this shouldn't be the new normal. Let's not normalize the pandemic and being inside in quarantine. It's bad. It's not a good way to live. It's horrible. I understand that it's a requirement and we should be safe and watching each other's backs because of the pandemic. But at the same time, if we start to feel comfortable with it, it only makes it longer, you know? We got to feel you need to preserve your discomfort with all of this shit, with no bars, with not being allowed to go places, with wearing these masks. Like, we need to remain uncomfortable with masks. I'm not saying we shouldn't wear them. We should wear them, but you need to remember what it's like to not have one and look forward to not having one again. You know, we have to be uncomfortable enough with this new kind of lifestyle so that we will force ourselves back to the normal one, to the true normal one. Because if we get used to this shit, it'll be much easier to stay in this shit, and that we can't do that. We can't. When cases go down, when COVID starts fucking off, we have to take the masks off and fucking be sociable again. We have to. Our sanity and human development depend on it. If that makes sense. Maybe I sound like an asshole. Who knows? Probably a little bit of both. Makes a little bit of sense. Sound a little bit like a fucking asshole. I don't know. I guess the reason why I've been thinking about this stuff is because we're coming up on a year. We're coming up on a year. That was a big fucking swath of water I just drank. I'm a thirsty boy. We're coming up on a year of this hell we've been in, this pandemic. Also, it's funny because, I was talking about in January getting annoyed going, 2020, just because the number is different doesn't change anything. And it's true. What has changed, bro? We're 2 months into 2021. Is it really better? Is it really better? It's not. I don't think it is. I don't think it's much better. It's not as bad as certain parts of last year, sure. Things got heated and volatile. The George Floyd riots, all that shit was awful. But the shittiness of COVID has remained. The shittiness of COVID has not let up. So there were aspects of last year that were fucking terrible, right? A president who fucking was saying law and order and dividing people when he should have been bringing people together. That's not a good thing. But just because he left, just because Donnybrook is not in office, nothing like it doesn't change the fact that COVID is terrible, that Biden is not fucking giving people the checks he promised them. Like, no, a lot of motherfuckers ran on, we're going to give you $2,000 checks, and they're backpedaling hard on that shit. That's not good, dude. There's a lot of shit happening that sucks right now. And that's something that we need to fucking focus on. Shit isn't getting that better. I mean, it might be getting a little better with cases going down with the vaccine and shit like that. It's a little bit better, but still, we're still fucking stuck in a depression. So many people still don't have jobs and fucking are worried about paying their bills. 2020 being over didn't solve shit. 2021 is still a hell of a fucking terrible year so far. Maybe it will become better. It's only the beginnings of it. But what I'm saying is, let's give credit where credit's due to the beginning of 2021. It's not that great. Anyway, but the thing that's happening is we're coming up on a year of quarantine. March 15th or 16th is when we all went into hiding. When we all fucking were told you gotta go in the bunker. And we're coming up on a year of that. And so I guess I'm just thinking about the future. I'm thinking about, we thought, remember that? Remember when we thought it was going to be a couple of weeks? Remember when it was March 16th and we were like, oh, we'll be fine in April? Remember that? And the goalpost just keeps getting pushed and pushed and pushed, and now we're a year in quarantine. And at this point, a year in, or we're about to be a year in, at that point you start to go, well, will it ever end? And that's not a good way to think. That'll send you down some dark roads that no one wants to go down. But that's part of the thought. And I guess that's part of why I'm talking about can't normalize it. Can't normalize it. You can't make it. We have to stay uncomfortable with this shit because a year has passed and we've done it. We've done it for a year, but we can't do it for 2. We can't. Something's got to change. We got to fucking, this vaccine's got to kick in. We got to go back to normal fucking society, dude. People need to open businesses back up. People need to fucking make money. And if they're not, there needs to be some sort of relief somewhere. You know what I'm saying? There needs to be some sort of shake up to get us going again. People have felt stuck and lost for a fucking year. Shit needs to change. And I understand, that might just be, some people are probably like, well, you got to be patient. Like, these things take time, and that's true. And I'm being as patient as possible. But it's less me being, like, outraged at the fact that we've been a year in quarantine or outraged at this or that. It's more just me trying to be present and aware of I'm not okay with being in quarantine because we can't be okay with that. I don't know. I'm saying the same thing over and fucking over again. Anyway, but it's a year in quarantine. And also, I'm getting, I'm just waiting for what we all know is going to happen, which is somebody's going to fucking tweet out, on March 15th or 16th or whatever the specific day was that we all went into the bunker, there's going to be some fucking person this year, March 15th, 2021, who goes, Happy Quaraversary! That's going to happen. There's going to be super spreader events where people have parties going, Happy Quaraversary. Oh my God, we're 1 year in quarantine. Happy Quaraversary. And I'm going to want to kill those people. You know why? Because fuck that. If I see one motherfucker who says Happy Quaraversary, we need to kill that person. We need to fucking hold them down and shoot him in the head. Okay? We need to take them to a tall building and push them off it. Happy Quaraversary. Shut the fuck up. And you know how I know it's going to happen is because I'm not unique enough to have a unique thought. Do you know what I'm saying? No person is unique enough to have a thought that someone else doesn't have. So the fact that I'm thinking it in a joking, I fucking hope that doesn't happen way means somebody else is thinking it in a serious, oh my God, that's kind of a cute way, you know? And the, oh my God, that's kind of cute is gonna cause someone to tweet it and make a fucking birthday balloon out of it. Happy Quaraversary! The pandemic may have stopped my life, but it can't stop me. Shut up. Shut up, thing that doesn't exist anymore. Or that doesn't exist anymore. Shut up, thing that doesn't even exist yet. Shut the fuck up. Do not exist. I'll be so pissed if you do. Happy Quar! Shut the fuck up. There's going to be fucking TikToks of people being like, me, the first day in quarantine, me, a year later, boom. There's going to be a beat drop, boom. And it's going to be like, me, first day in quarantine. It's going to be them in like sweats, like all sweaty and ugly. And then it's going to be like, no, beat drop, boom. And it's going to be with them with all makeup on, like super hot. Ooh, killing the pandemic. Ooh. I totally won my first year of quarantine. I'm winning the pandemic. Because it's a contest. It's very American. Everything's a contest. We may be in quarantine, but I'm going to win it. I'm going to be the most successful person in these terrible times. Fuckface. Happy Quaraversary. My bank account at the beginning of Quar, my bank account now. Boom. TikTok beat drop. Boom. The guy's going like this. Clean shaven. He's got this bank account number behind him. It's like 100K. Anyway, dumb shit. Don't say it. Don't say it. If you feel compelled to say Quaraversary, don't. If you see a friend of yours or someone you know write something about Quaraversary, happy 1 year in quarantine, kindly message them, direct message them, because you don't need to fucking blow them up on the post. Just direct message them and go, hey, we're friends, I love you, shut the fuck up. If you hear anybody say happy 1 year in quarantine, happy Quaraversary, direct message them, call them up, whatever you need to do, get in direct contact with them and go, hey, I love you so much. You're a good friend of mine. Shut the fuck up. We don't need that shit. Don't make it cute, okay? Don't make a year of hell and garbage cute. Stop. We don't need the shit. Oh my God. Are we going to have 2 New Years now? One's a Quaraversary New Year and one's a fucking actual New Year. Oh my God, it's like having a fucking anniversary of when you started dating and an anniversary of when you got married. Shut the fuck up. Okay, and I'm allowed to do that voice. That's the voice of an Italian American. Okay. I love spaghetti. I fucking love Stromboli and spaghetti. Oh my God, Tony Soprano. Dude, The Sopranos are so good. I've been watching The Sopranos. I'm done with the Quaraversary shit. I've said the same thing over and over again. You guys get the point. Don't fucking tell your friend to shut the fuck up if they say Quaraversary. But I've been watching so much Sopranos. So good, dude. I'm already on season 3. Or I'm already on season 4. I finished season 3. So fucking good. That show's so good, dude. Dude, Tony Soprano? Dude, when you see... in season 3, he starts dating this Mercedes dealer, and she's so cute. But also, dude, Tony Soprano's fucking hot, bro. Dude, Tony Soprano, when he's with that girl, I think he's kind of cute, bro. I fucking like Tony, dude. Dude, fucking Tony. I'd fucking suck Tony Soprano's dick, bro. When I was watching Sopranos, I was and he starts that relationship with the Mercedes dealer, who's a fucking amazing actor, and she's amazing in the show. But when they start dating, it's very interesting because you see a side of Tony that's like very lovable, and you as the viewer start being like, dude, I get why people fall in love with Tony. He's like a cute, fucking endearing, flirty, kind dude when he wants to be. It's like Melfi says in the beginning of the show, I think season 1 or season 2, she's like, I care for him. He can be very childlike sometimes. And it's true. He becomes cute and endearing in a way. It's an innocence that she's talking about. You know, not literally childlike. He is very innocent in certain ways that are endearing. But anyway, and also, when he's with his Gumars and shit, you could see, or especially when it's the start of a relationship with a new Gumar in that show, you can see like why people are attracted to him. How he's like very much a man. He's very masculine. You can feel he's got a strong presence, strong fucking tough presence that you understand why people want to fuck him. You know, but it's funny because I was watching him with the Mercedes dealership lady, and as a viewer, you start being like, oh, I get why people are into Tony. But then I started thinking about like an Italian dude watching the show who, like, you know, probably is uncomfortable with gay people, but he also is seeing Tony and like he gets attracted to him. So he's a dude who's like, dude, I'm not gay, but dude, Tony Soprano, I'd fucking suck his dick, bro. Dude, Tony Soprano's hot as shit, bro. That fucking underbite that Gandolfini got, bro, I let him fuck me. I let him fucking slip his Sfiadel into my butthole, bro. Dude, Tony Soprano could fucking get it, dude. Tony Soprano could fucking jerk me off, bro. I'd fucking jerk off Tony Soprano till his fucking little Sfiadel goose shat out. Till it fucking popped in my eye, dude. I'm not gay, but I'd fucking suck that dude's dick. You know what I'm talking about? That'd be funny as hell. Dude, Tony! Forget the Mercedes girl. I want to fucking eat out Tony's asshole. Oh, man. That show's so fucking good. I guess this is off topic, but whatever. This whole every subject from the is off topic from the last subject in this podcast. That's how it goes, bro. It's a fucking tangential podcast. It's just the fucking weird alternate routes your brain takes. That's what this podcast is. All of the thoughts in your brain that you're like, well, I don't need to think about that right now. I just go to that part and go, nah, let's think about the thing that most people go, who gives a shit about that? This podcast is all of the ideas that people choose to not give a shit about in their brain. I was talking to a friend about grind blocks. You know those fucking ridges that are put on ledges and railings and shit like that? If you're a skater, you know them as grind blocks. They're little fucking metal things that are shoved on, that are like fucking nailed into, whatever, screwed into. They're planted into ledges and rails and surfaces that you can grind on. And to me, they're called grind blocks because I grew up as a skater boy who always said, "See you later, boy." So I was a long-haired douchebag with the checkerboard chocolate shirt, who skateboarded okay. You know, I could do a varial heel flip, and that was my claim to fame. And I'll do a 5 stair, but I'm afraid of a 10 stair. That was me as a skater boy. But I knew what grind blocks were. Okay, they were an area where kids skated too much. They were always in an area where kids skated too much, so they were like, "Oh fuck these kids! We'll oh that's a ledge they always grind. Let's put grind blocks on them." Anyway, uh, a friend of mine was talking about the same thing, but he's like, "Oh yeah, he was telling me a story, and he was like, "Oh yeah, and I was in this area where there was a lot of those ledges they put in, those like dividers they put in, so that homeless people don't sleep on ledges and like planters and stuff." And I was like, "What, dude? What are you talking about?" He's like, "You know those things that they put on the edges of things so that homeless people can't sleep on it, so it's too uncomfortable for them to sleep on it." And I was like, "Dude, those are grind blocks." And he was like, "What do you mean?" Yeah, what are grind blocks? I was like, "No, those are put there so that skaters can't grind. They can't fucking hop up onto surfaces and grind them." And my friend was like, "Oh, I didn't even know that they put them there for that. I thought they were for homeless people." And then somebody else, because this was all in Discord, somebody else was like, "Well, I mean, they're for both." And I in my head was like, "Nah, dude, they're for skating." And he was like, "Nah, dude, they're for homeless people." And it was just funny the difference of like cultures and where we grew up. I guess if you live on the East Coast in a suburban town, you're like, "Dude, those are for preventing me and my boys from having fun." And if you grew up in the suburbs of Los Angeles, you're like, "Dude, that is for making homeless people not sleep in public areas." But I just thought it was so funny how I didn't think at all about the homeless people, and he didn't think at all about the skating. And it shows our priorities in life, dude. I'm fucking all about that skate life, dude. I saw fucking that 1990s movie that Jonah Hill made. What was it called? Mid 90s? Dude, I'm all about that fucking skate life, dude. That was my fucking life, bruh. That was fucking my life growing up, dude. I was that skater boy, dude. I guess in mid 90s they know it's for both. They know it's for both. I guess if my friend skated, I shouldn't say that if you live in Los Angeles in a suburban town, because there are a lot of skaters in fucking LA suburban towns. So really my friend just wasn't a skater boy, which is an unfortunate thing to learn, dude. That's unfortunate. Okay? If you didn't grow up a skater boy, what the fuck, bro? Get the fuck out of my face. No, that's fine. You didn't need to grow up as a skater boy. Anyway, the timer went off. The camera's probably about to go out. I'll see you guys in the next part. What's up? I'm back. Yeah, so something I wanted to talk about that it's been on my notes of what I want to talk about for the past like 2 or 3 weeks. Because it was in an earlier episode of The Sopranos, and when they mentioned it, I just in my head was like, "Oh yeah, that fuck." They talked about something in The Sopranos that I learned in school or I knew previously that I forgot about that I just thought was such a interesting. It's such a fucking fascinating, interesting thing to think about in times right now where everyone knows everybody. It's so easy to identify people. It's so easy to find people immediately. If anything, it's hard not to know who someone is. It's hard not to be able to see someone in life and immediately go, "Oh, I could find a picture of them online. I could find out their name. I could find out their Instagram. I could find out their LinkedIn." You meet a person today, and if you have their name and you know what they look like, you can find out their whole life on the internet in an instant. And in The Sopranos, there was a part where they were talking about how it was either AJ had learned it in school or maybe it was a new development because I'm not smart enough to know certain things. So I don't know at what point DNA became super prevalent. DNA testing and under. Isn't that crazy to think about how DNA testing did not exist for a long time? So a lot of crimes were just impossible to solve because you didn't have someone's DNA, so you had nothing to connect them to the crime. Like getting someone's DNA from blood was not a fucking thing for a long time. Isn't that crazy? You could just shoot a man, bury him, and continue your life, and nobody would fucking know. We are so far removed from that, and yet it wasn't that long ago when you could just do that. Anyway, they were talking about how with the DNA and it becoming as sophisticated and good as it is, there will no longer be any more unknown soldiers. Which, I don't know, it makes me laugh because it's so crazy to think about now, but hearing her say there will no, like, isn't that crazy? Now there won't be any more unknown soldiers, which is a thing that a lot of people growing up now will not even, like, it's just unfathomable. It's unfathomable that, but that was for a long time. I think World War II, right? Most giant wars that happened, there were tons of bodies that were never identified. You fucking were drafted into a war you didn't want to go to. Then you died in such a fucking fucked up way that your body was unrecognizable. And your dead body was marked an unknown soldier. People did it. It was so prevalent for people to die in war and be so fucking eviscerated that you couldn't recognize their body, that there was a term for that. That's how that's when a term gets made, is when something happens enough times where they're like, well, fuck it, we got to figure out a name for this thing. Like how many, there must have been, at what number of unknown soldiers where they're like, well, I guess this is another fucking unknown soldier. I don't know if you played Control, but in Control in the beginning of the game, she goes, oh yeah, the hiss. And she just made that up. And then everyone adopted, oh, the hiss. And she says, like, very cutely, like, that game's fucking great. And just like that, that's what they're called. But that's true, and the reason why that's funny in that game is because that is how things happen. There's probably one dude who was like another fucking unknown soldier, and then people were just like, well, I guess that's what we call him now, and then that's stuck. Unknown soldier. It means dude who got so fucked up you don't know who he is anymore. You can't recognize his body, so I guess you assume he's dead and tell the family? And then you have stories where they thought people were dead. They thought people were dead, and then really they were in a fucking different part of the war. They were at a different base. And then you would find out, oh, my kid's not actually dead. Isn't that fucking wild? Dude. That's unfathomable now. Now it's you don't leave the house without your cell phone, and you could GPS track the fucking cell phone, and you're aware of you're aware of people where they are at almost all times, which is also bad. I don't know. I think somewhere in the middle is a better way to exist. I think GPS tracking on your phone and knowing 24/7 where your fucking kid is and knowing exactly what he's doing at all times is not good. And I also think that being your kid being drafted into a war and then dying, and then DNA not being sophisticated enough makes it so that you can't recognize the body enough to know if your kid's actually dead. I think they're both bad things. Unknown soldier might be worse. Probably, right? I think your son getting drafted into a war he doesn't want to be in and dying so terribly you're like, hey, who is that? Whose body is that? I think that's worse, for sure. Damn, dude. People always talk about, will the draft ever come back? Imagine that. Imagine, like, people now being drafted. Imagine myself. I should ask myself the question. I can't imagine being drafted. I can't imagine it. Fucking wild. I guess it's still in effect. I guess they could technically still do it, but I told you guys this, right, on the podcast about I saw an article that was something about them changing the rules for the draft, and it was saying that women who are not 18 yet, now when they're 18, they will also be eligible for the draft. I don't know if that was true, but I read that online, and my roommate was next to me when I was reading it, and she looked over and she's like, "Wait, what do you mean? What do you mean women will be eligible for the draft?" And this is a fucking very progressive woman, and I consider myself a progressive man, but it was very funny to see her look at what technically was an equality driven decision of making women also eligible for the draft. And she looked at it and goes, "Wait, what do you mean? What do you mean women are eligible?" And then she read like women who are already past 18, it doesn't apply for, but all women now who haven't become 18 yet, when they're 18, they can get drafted. And my roommate gave the biggest sigh in human history. She gave an audible, "Oh, thank God." She literally went, "Oh, fuck." She grabbed my shoulder and went, "Oh my God, I almost passed out. Oh, fuck, I almost fucking died. Oh my God, thank God." Thank God I don't have to get drafted. Oh, fuck. Oh, dude. Oh, shit. I do think men are equal to women, but at the same time, hey, you guys fucking go die, okay? I don't want to die. Oh, fuck. Oh, man. I think I told that before in the podcast, but whatever, dude. It applied to what I was talking about. Anyway, unknown soldiers. Thank God we don't have them anymore, but I think it's good to remember. There's certain things in history. I mean, that's why we have history. You got to remember. You got to fucking understand where we came from to know how much we've accomplished and know possibly where the fuck we're going. You got to be aware of it, man. Also, you got to be aware of history to not fucking repeat this shit. But anyway, I'm not here to fucking give you guys a history lesson. Anyway, Texas is frozen over. Speaking of my roommate, she fucking is from Texas, and Texas is currently frozen the fuck over, which I'm sure is blowing her mind. I haven't talked to her in a minute, but I'm sure it's blowing her fucking mind. It's snowing in Texas. That's fucking wild. It's snowing. It's cold as fuck. What's it, 7 degrees? I don't know. I haven't looked that deep into it. But I know it's freezing over. I know everyone was mad at Ted Cruz. That's what I know. I know that there's a lot of troubles there right now, which is fucked up. It's bad. You know? Damn, dude. Imagine growing up in a place where the weather is hot as hell and the weather is expected and consistent throughout your life, and then there's just a fucking snowstorm like that. It just becomes freezing. It's just hell freezes the fuck over. Imagine that. I can't. It's so crazy. I don't know. It's a terrible thing. It's terrible. People don't have power. People are fucking freezing. You know? I think like 20 people died or something. That's what I heard. Something like that. That's not good, man. That's fucking bad. It's one of those things though that it's I don't know. It's a very negative thing, but at the same time I was trying to see the positive in it of like it's bad that it's that cold and it's very cold and wintry weather in areas that are not usually like that. That's very bad, but at the same time it could be good in that like I think it'll wake some people up, you know? Some people who don't believe in climate change. I think, your state freezing over might wake you up a little bit, might change your mind, might make you think, "Hey, this might be real." It's hard to ignore climate change when you're in Texas and you're shivering. Right? It's hard to fucking be in Texas going like fucking snow? Are you kidding? Dude, I gotta make some phone calls. What? Hey, what the fuck is going on? You know? Hey, Ted Cruz, get the fuck back here. What the fuck are you doing, dude? You told me this shit wasn't real. Hey, Teddy, you told me this climate shit isn't real. Now you're going to fucking Cancun? You're going to fucking Cancun? Fucking Cancun you're going to? You're fucking abandoning your boys? You fucking told us all climate change is not real, and now that there's evidence that it is, now that I'm shivering so much that I can't deny it, you're gonna fucking bail on us? You better get your fucking goofy ass back here, dude. Then Ted's like, well, I went to Cancun because my daughter said I should go. My daughter said I should go because I have no control in my actual life. My daughters run my life. Yeah, right, you goofy cunt. Get the fuck over here. Your daughters told you you're going to Cancun? Shut up, you dumb fuckface. Get the fuck back here. And then Ted was like, okay. And he came back with his fucking stupid rolling luggage. Hey, man, pick up your luggage. What are you, fucking 12 years old? You got a rolly fucking luggage? I hated that shit, dude. When I was in middle school, there would be kids with roller backpacks, like we're in the fucking middle of the airport. We're not. There are lockers around. Get a backpack. Also, dude, it was a roller luggage for a carry-on. Carry that shit. Listen, man, if you got a big ass suitcase, roll it by all means. But if you have a carry-on, fucking have it be a backpack or hold it like a suitcase. Why are you rolling it, you lazy fuck? Watch, one day I'll be in the middle of an airport rolling something and someone will be like, hey, you fuck. Hey, I'm one of the 14 people who listen to your podcast. You are a hypocrite. No, it's fine. He can roll the thing. I'm thinking of the dude who's freezing and worried in Texas who didn't believe in climate change until this moment, and now he sees Ted Cruz with a fucking rolly backpack and a weird fucking American flag mask on, and he's just like, hey, fuckface, you gotta fucking do something about this shit. Why the fuck didn't you guys prep for this shit? Well, we thought it didn't exist. It does, bro. And that's the thing too. It's like, I don't know. I don't blame. Listen, I've been a skeptical person in my life. When I was younger, I was a bit of I don't know about this climate change thing. When I was a dumb, ignorant middle school kid, I fucking shit all over Al Gore and his stupid movie. I was all about Man, Bear, Pig. I thought he was a fucking douche. I still think he's a douche, but he was right about climate change, okay? You can be a douche and be right about things. I still think that movie was douchey, and him being like, I'm the one who figured it out. And he made a sequel to it, which also made you go, ugh. Hey, Al Gore, don't make an inconvenient truth number 2, dude. Ugh. Shut up. You got to go the Leo route, okay? Believe in climate change. Fucking make it your life's journey. But at the same time, you make all your money on acting and then you put all that money into fucking climate change research. That's the way you do it. You don't make a movie about climate change that's boring as fuck and makes you seem like a hero, because then we all go, shut up, Man, Bear, Pig. Anyway, I don't know. But yeah, I don't blame the dude in Texas who's like, yeah, I don't know about climate change. And then he's cold and shivering and he's like, wait, maybe we should do this. Because he's not the one in charge of the things, He's not Teddy Cruz. Teddy Cruz is a dude who can implement things to be like, hey, if it starts getting cold, we have the precautions where people will have fucking power. You know what I'm saying? He's the dude. The dudes in power are the ones who you're like, hey, man, we gotta be on the same page with this shit. People should be allowed to fucking be skeptical and say weird shit and experiment with strange ideas. We're allowed to do that. We're allowed to have fun down here. Okay? You chose a responsible position. You got to take responsibility. You can't fucking bail, Teddy. Fucking Teddygrams. That's crazy, man. I hope things get better, man. I hope everyone who is struggling out there, dude, and it's already a fucking Great Depression. It's already people are fucking having a hard time. And this shit happens. I don't know. It's not good, but I hope people are okay. Hope people are okay. Ted, don't go to Cancun. Just chill. Chill where you are. Also, if you're going to go to Cancun, fucking be more quiet about it. What are you doing? You know, you gotta disappear nowadays. You can't fucking. This is not the age of unknown soldiers, as I've already made very clear. You can't just fuck. You gotta slip the fuck out. You can't. You can't let anybody with a camera be anywhere near you if you're trying to bail out to Cancun. You can't fucking do that, bro. Be more covert, Zodiac Killer. Aren't you the fucking Zodiac Killer? You can get away with all those murders, but you can't fucking successfully go to Cancun without anyone knowing? What are you doing, bro? Use the Zodiac murder skills you use to kill a bunch of people and get away with it, to slip away without anyone knowing, without a trace to Cancun, dude. You can slip away without a trace. You fucking murdered people. Speaking of murder, how many kids has James Corden killed? I would like to know. Okay, I know this seems off subject, but we're talking about murder. How many kids has James Corden smothered to death in his dressing room? How many, dude? How many? How many kids has he pushed off a building because he was having a bad day at the late super fucking karaoke car show? How many? Okay, because I know James Corden has killed somebody. I don't believe it's an adult. I don't believe he has the ability to overpower an adult. I think if he tried to kill an adult, it would be his last day on Earth. If he tried to fuck up Ted Cruz, the Zodiac Killer would come out of him and he would kill James Corden. That's all I'm saying, is I don't think he can kill an adult, but he definitely has the energy where he fucking poisoned someone, and it's got to be a child. It's got to be. He just has the face and energy of a dude who's killed 13 kids. It's just, that's what it is, man. He made carpool karaoke to pretend like his singing is on par with Lady Gaga. That's a dude who murders children for sure. Come on. He has a late night show with the energy of a fucking host of a Nickelodeon show. He killed a kid. And I just want to know how many and who. That's all I want to know, dude. We can't have unknown kids. Okay? The age of unknown soldiers, as I've already said, is over. We can't have unknown children. Okay, James? James, please tell us who you killed. Please tell us the little fucking Ginzo guinea kids you've murdered. Please, dude. I cannot have any more Italian children disappear on my watch. You gotta tell me, James. Jamesy Corden, who did you fucking kill? What boy eating a Sfiadel did you fucking pick up in the middle of the night and slit his throat? Who, dude? Anyway, no, James Corden hasn't killed anybody that we know of. No. Anyway, how many have you killed, James? Come on, let me know. James, come on. Carpool karaoke, you killed a kid. What's going on? Tell me who. No. I'm kidding. Am I, though? Who knows? Anyway. No, alleged. There's no proof that he did those things. But it's just a feeling. It's a gut feeling. And sometimes you got to go with your gut. No, James Corden is a fine gentleman. Anyway, he killed a kid. But, allegedly with no proof at all that I just made up. Allegedly. Yeah, man. Me and my friend were talking about, ookie cookie. Do you guys know what ookie cookie is? Or he was saying the biscuit game. He goes, "Do you remember the biscuit game?" I don't know why. We were on the phone and he just goes, "Do you remember the biscuit game?" And I go, "I don't know what you're talking about." He goes, like the biscuit game where like guys would mention. I was like, "Oh, ookie cookie," and he was like, "What's ookie cookie?" And I was like, "Well, it's the same thing as your biscuit game. Your biscuit game is a bunch of dudes jerk off onto a biscuit, and then one of them has to eat it, and then ookie cookie, same thing, it's just with a cookie." Basically what we were finding out is you lived in Jersey, I lived in fucking Somers, Westchester. So in Somers, Westchester, my friend would say ookie cookie, and then in fucking Jersey, some dude would say the biscuit game to you. But the commonality is neither of us played it, and no one played it. That was just one of those weird. It was one of those weird internet things that someone read about or something, and then that people would bring it up all the time of like, let's play that game, but no one ever played it. But also, if you did play that game, what's going on? Because I forgot the rules, but then he told me, he's like, yeah, what happens is, because all I remembered was everyone jerks off onto a fucking edible item, and then somebody has to eat it at the end. And then my friend goes, oh yeah, the first one who comes on it is gay, and then the last person to come on it has to eat it. Which is, dude, it's just is so I just find the nervousness and insecurity of young men to be very funny. Because it's like, there's so many young men who are so afraid of being gay, while at the same time, they do very gay things to not be gay. You know what I'm saying? Like, what is the logic of that game? Like, if you come first, you're gay, and then what? Everybody in the middle is not held accountable at all? Like, everyone's jerking off, but the one who came first, he's the gay one. And it's also meant as a negative thing that, oh, you're gay because you can't. It's like, hey, man, we're all jerking off in the same room. I think we're all a little bit gay, but it's cool, man. We're having a fun time. You know what I'm saying? Imagine playing that game. And that's the thing. It's only heterosexual men, like staunchly, I'm afraid of gay people, heterosexual men who come up with ideas like, let's all jerk off on a cookie and one of us has to eat it. And you're like, hey, man, that sounds kind of weird. You're like, no, dude, you're the one that's gay. Hey, man, I'm not trying to judge you. I'm just saying it's a weird game that I don't want to play. And he's like, nah, dude, if you don't play, you're fucking gay. And he's like, well, I don't think there's anything wrong with being gay, but like, I just don't want to play that game. And he's like, no, dude. Also, so the last person who comes on the cookie, he has to eat it? What is the mentality there? Is that he's so straight that he's got to be a little bit gay and eat the cookie? He's got to get some gay in him by eating that cookie? Everyone's angry. They're like, dude, you're too fucking straight. Eat that shit. Eat all of our cum. You're too straight. But like I said, then no one in the middle, even though the person in the middle, the person who doesn't come first or come last, is the dude who was like, we gotta play this game. We all have to jerk off on a fucking cookie, dude. We have to play this. Dude, we have to. You can't bail out. You can't bail out. We're playing this fucking game. What, he's not gay in any way? He has no accountability for the fucking situation that he forced everyone to go into? And what happens, too, after the first guys come? Do you just hear, like, everyone in the room sigh? Oh, thank God I'm not gay. And then you just hear fucking hands go... You just hear hands get way faster and breathing get way heavier as everyone's trying to jerk off so that they don't have to eat the cookie. What is this game, dude? This game is only made by heterosexual men who are fucking uncomfortable with themselves, you know? This game is only thought up by men with by heterosexual men with mean fathers. You know what I'm saying? With mean fathers who were like, you have to be straight, and the kid's like, but I'm kind of, curious a little bit about my life, and he goes, no, dude, you have to be gay, or you have to be straight. You have to be straight, and the way you're going to prove to me whether you're gay or not is to play ookie cookie with me. But Dad, that feels kind of gay, and also it feels inappropriate, because, I'll play it with other men who I find attractive, but I don't want to play it with you in a weird way to prove that I'm not something. Nah, dude, you have to play it with your father right now. Oh, fuck, dude, you're going to fuck me up. Oh, Dad, this is doing permanent damage. Please, let's not do this. Ookie cookie, man. I just want to let young gentlemen, because I know that that's probably still happening right now. Ookie cookie, people growing up with mean fathers who think that they can't, they can't be themselves. You can be yourself, dude. Don't listen to your fucked up fucking parents. if you got parents who are like being gay is wrong, fuck your parents, dude. Get away from them. There's nothing wrong with it. If you're in love with somebody, it doesn't matter who the fucking person is, as long as the person is your age or of age and it's consensual and it's love and it's beautiful, it's all good, dude. You can fuck a man. If you're a kid, person, whatever. If you're an individual who happens to be a gentleman and you like other gentlemen, you're good, man. It's all good. That's great. If you're a boy with a crush on another boy, go hang out with that kid. Fucking find out if you love each other. It's all good. All right? If somebody tries to make you play ookie cookie, while at the same time if somebody tries to make you play ookie cookie and then in the same breath is like there's homosexuality is a sin, if that happens, you tell that person to fuck off. You tell that person, hey, go fuck yourself, bro. I'm comfortable with who I am, dude. I'll play ookie cookie as long as we all agree that we are gay and we're just trying to have a good sexual fun time together. Otherwise, I'm not playing it. I'm not playing it as some weird shame shit. I'm playing it to have a good sexy time with the boys. Anyway. Yeah. So, I got one more thing I want to talk about, but the camera's about to run out, so I'll see you guys in a sec. What's up, guys? Okay, well, first off, I want to say this. Jared Leto did a GQ thing, right? And I only watched the first fucking minute of it. But he said in it, he goes, oh, it's interesting playing that character in Blade Runner 2049 because I get to see inside of Harrison Ford's character's mind, so I'm the only one who knows if he's a replicant or not. So Denny told me that I get to be the only one who knows if he's a replicant or not. So it's cool that I have that secret. I'm the only person with that secret. Hey, Jared Leto. No, you're not, bro. You're not the only person with that secret. Go ask Ridley Scott in a fucking actors round or directors round table. He said straight up, he's a replicant. Harrison Ford in the movie is a replicant, okay? I know there are people out there who don't want to accept that, who don't want to believe it, but he is, dude. Ridley said it. Also, he's a replicant, bro. All right? Also, I don't like fucking, dude, I don't know. Maybe it's just because it's Jared Leto and he kind of skeeves me out. But fucking, what an arrogant, annoying thing to say. I'm the only one in the world who knows if he's a replicant or not, and it's me who gets to decide it. I'm that fucking unique. No, dude. You know who gets to decide it? Anybody who feels like it, bro. There is no truth to the situation. You know why? Because it's a fucking movie. And I say that as somebody who loves movies and holds them very dearly in his heart and think they matter a lot. Having said all that, it doesn't matter if he's a replicant or not, and you sure as hell don't have the singular truth of it, you fucking... I also... Ridley Scott directed the first one, okay? I don't know if he wrote it, but he directed... I think he might have. I don't know. He directed the first one. I'm going to defer to his judgment on whether or not Harrison Ford is a replicant way before I defer to your judgment on whether or not he is, when you just played a fucking character and Denis Villeneuve was like, yeah, dude, whatever. You can Also, you know that conversation was Jared Leto being like, so I get to decide whether he's a replicant or not because I get to see in his brain, right? And Denis was like, sure, man, whatever. I'm just trying to finish this scene. Sure, man, whatever. I wanted David Bowie to be in this, but he's fucking dead, unfortunately. You believe whatever the fuck you want to. And Jared Leto was like, oh, okay, so I get to decide. So I am the sole person who gets to know whether or not he's a replicant. He's like, whatever, man, I don't care. David Bowie was supposed to be here. You're not. I'm disappointed that you're here. And he goes, oh, okay, so what you're saying is I'm the one who knows the singular truth, and you think it's a great honor that I'm here. No, I didn't say any of that, but cool, man. Do what you want. Okay, I'm going to tell GQ that. I don't know what you're talking about, dude. I don't know what you're talking about. I'm trying to finish this movie. I got fucking Dune on the horizon. I'm just a director, a great director trying to make great movies. I wish Bowie was here. I just wish he was here. Okay, you think I'm better than Bowie? No, no, dude. That's not what I'm saying. Anyway, that's not what I wanted to talk about, but it was at the top of my brain, and I couldn't talk about the other thing with that lingering in my fucking mind. All right? Harrison Ford's a replicant. Okay? Go watch Ridley Scott, Directors Roundtable. Don't know why I keep saying actors. Ridley Scott, Directors Roundtable. He's a fucking replicant. Harrison Ford's a robot android motherfucker. Anyway, what I wanted to talk about was I had a dream. Which is always a very entertaining fucking sentence to say. I had a dream. You want to hear my dream? Always very fun. It's never bad. It's never bad when someone says, you want to hear my dream. It's not like most of the time when somebody says, do you want to hear my dream? And you go, sure. It's not like most of the time the dream that follows the sure is the fucking most boring shit you ever heard in your life. And the person thinks it's very interesting and it means so much. And you're like, I don't care. This means nothing to me. Having said all that, I'm going to tell you my dream, and I hope that it's not as boring as I've felt other people's dreams are. I hope karma doesn't make it so that no matter what my dream is right now, the fact that I fucking was annoyed at other people's dreams, you get annoyed at mine. Anyway, I just wanted to bring it up because it also, I think, pertains to some shit I talked about already on the podcast, but I don't know. I was telling my friend it, and he thought it was. I was telling my friend about this dream, and he was like, he wasn't bored by it. So I thought, oh, maybe it's not. Maybe there's something to the fucking dream. Because again, as I've always said, I'm not unique enough where the dream is specific to me. Maybe the dream might be part of what other people are thinking. I don't know what the fuck I'm saying. I'm gonna tell you the dream. So I had a dream that it was very simple. I'm like fucking half picking my nose right now on the podcast. Whatever, dude. Sometimes you gotta fucking pinch and roll your nose, dude. I'm more itching than picking. You know what I'm saying? I got a little bit of a scratch, so I do a little fucking pinch and roll, dude. It happens. It's a natural thing. People do it. It's all good. I don't gotta feel bad. Just sniffed right into the microphone. Enjoy it. I had a dream that I was at a bar. It was the bar that I was a regular at before a pandemic happened. But it was a bar that I was a regular at for fucking years. A place I love very dearly. And my dream was just I was there and everyone, and it was a packed bar, and everyone who works there was there. Like all the people who I've gotten to know over the years, who I'm now close friends with, was all there at the same time. Either working behind the bar or sitting at the bar having drinks. And I went inside and I gave everybody a huge hug. Everybody. The fucking bouncer, the bar back, the bartender, the bartenders who were off work drinking, my fucking close friends were there. It was a packed bar, and it felt a little unnerving at how packed it was. But at the same time, I just was hugging people, giving people very fucking deep squeezes, and for some reason, everyone had like winter coats on. I don't know why, but we were all hugging the fuck out of each other. Everyone had their coats on. I don't know what the fuck that means, but a lot of people had their coats on. And I was just hugging the fuck out of everybody. And it was the greatest feeling I've had in a long time. It was euphoric. It was fucking ecstasy, dude. It was I can't even describe how powerful and good the feeling was of hugging people in this dream. It was the greatest feeling imaginable. I've never done ecstasy, but it felt like what people describe ecstasy to be, of like you just want to touch people, and like every touch that you have or you do to another person or they do to you feels incredible. I felt like that. I felt like I was on ecstasy in the stream. And the ecstasy was purely coming from just seeing people I love who I haven't seen in so long and hugging them, and the excitement came from being able to do it. And I think the reason why the dream stuck out to me and stuck out when I told my friend is because it to me it shows how far we are away from that. Right? I said in the beginning of this podcast, we're in a fucking new normal that we need to make sure is not normal. And that dream was my brain making me make sure you know it's not normal. Maybe it was my brain saying, "Hey, you're letting it get a little too normal." Because remember this seems like a fucking impossible dream, you know? The dream felt like a dream. Do you understand what I'm saying? I'm dreaming about a mundane Saturday night going to a bar. My dream is of hugging people and just being at a bar with people. That is now a dream that seems impossible. That's how far we've come in a year. That's how much shit has changed in a year. That I went from going to a bar every Saturday night and kind of being done with it, kind of being like, I'm so sick of going out and seeing people and all this. I went from taking shit for granted to now having a dream about something I used to do and take for granted. Now I'm having a dream about something I used to do all the time and take for granted. Now I'm having a dream of that thing and being fucking enraptured by it, if that's a fucking word that makes sense. Being fucking engrossed in it and as if it's the greatest indulgence in life, you know? Yeah, I think it's a lot of things. It makes me very grateful. I was very regretful of how I spent my time for a bit, because I spent a lot of time fucking around kind of in my early 20s and my mid 20s. I spent a lot of time fucking around and having fun. And I was kind of regretful of that because I could have been doing more quote unquote productive shit. But at the same time, this pandemic happening, having a dream like this, it's made me be happy with the fun I had. Happy with fucking around a little bit, because I was fucking having a life. I was experiencing things. I was meeting new people. I was having fun. And I was having a fun in a way that seems impossible now. And I understand that, I'm in New York right now, so it's a little bit different. And, if I had money, maybe I'll be able to travel around and like go to other places where things are a little bit more normal right now. But if you're in New York right now, if you are where I am, that's what it feels like. Going out to a bar and hanging out with people feels like a distant memory. Because you can still go out, but it's still wearing masks. It's still socially distanced. It's still, you got to be outside. You're under heat lamps. Whatever the fuck. It's still not the same. The dream was beautiful because it felt free. There was complete freedom. There was no worry about anything. I was hugging people. And that's the thing that I think is going to fuck people up, or maybe is going to be a lasting effect, is like, even when things are okay again, there's going to be that thing of like, well, there could be another pandemic. It's the same thing with 9/11. People fly now, but you still think in the back of your head, I wonder if something will happen. I wonder if something will happen. I'm going to take this flight, but I wonder if something will happen. Yeah, I think that might be a thing. And yeah, I guess my dream was remembering what it was like before that, remembering what it was like, and maybe, I mean, if depending on the person, there's some people who take fucking flights and don't think of that at all, but depending on the person, I think a lot of people are gonna live their life now with I wonder if that's gonna happen. I wonder if this will be the time I get. If me going to this bar right now will have me catch another version of the plague. I think that might be a lingering fear. And yeah, it was just nice to have a dream where the fear wasn't there, where it was totally comfortable and fine to be at a bar, having a nice time with friends. And that was just a year ago, man. It was just a year ago that was possible and real. It's very interesting how much the world can change in just a fucking year. It makes you think, if we're going to go optimistically, and fuck it, let's do it. It's the end of the podcast. If we're going to think optimistic, the fact that the thing I dreamed about existed a year ago and doesn't exist now in the same way shows you how much can change in a year, and shows you that you are never in a permanent spot. You are never permanently the thing you are. You could change that in a year. You could change that in 2 years. If you put yourself in motion towards something good, you can have rapid change. You're never stuck being the thing that you are. You can Things can change in an instant. And things can change in an instant that you have no control over too. So you might as well roll with the fucking punches and just try and have a good time while you can. Dude, it's like they say in The Sopranos. At the end of the first fucking season, in the season finale, Tony says this, and it becomes a fucking through line theme that Meadow repeats fucking, oh, it's like Dad used to tell, or it's like you used to tell me, Carmela. She says that to Carmela, and then Carmela very realistically goes, oh, your dad said that. And then fucking Meadow's like, God damn it. I didn't want my dad to have said that. I'm mad at him. Anyway, then at the fucking last episode of the show, Anthony Jr. brings it up. Hey, didn't you say we should remember the good times? And Tony was like, I said that? But that's the thing. Dude, remember when times are good, because those times are rare and fleeting. And you got to remember them and appreciate them when they're happening, because those times are worth you noticing them. So yeah. And also, Jared Leto doesn't know the replicant thing. He's a fucking asshole. Also, Jared, you're not the Joker, and you fucking don't know who the replicant is. Denis was just trying to fucking make you shut up so that you could finish the scene, okay? And also, how many kids did James Corden kill? That motherfucker. I need to know, dude. How many kids are in that carpool? Dude, how many kids are in that carpool karaoke trunk? I need to know. How many fucking dead bodies are whipping about while Beyonce sings the Beatles with you, fucking James Corden? I want to know. Anyway, that's it for the podcast this week. Fucking, as always, I had a shit ton of fun. Thank you to anyone who's listening. Thank you for everybody who listens consistently. Fucking thank you guys. Yeah, I love you guys, and I'll see you next week.